Stir. Oh, I took a COVID test yesterday because I was having some cold symptoms. I feel completely fine now, but anyway, let me look at my results. Go ahead and lie down. Okay, the test is negative. So let's see. I'm trying to see. Ava, uh, so let's see. Those blankets look so long. Do you have anything that's more like a bolster or something firmer? You could use 3 blocks. It just looks too long and mushy. Maybe 3 blocks. Yeah, get rid of everything. And then lay out the blocks like this. Um, you could put 2 end to end and then 1 on the end here. Maybe like this and then like this. Well, I'm not sure. If you have a blanket to put on the block on the head for the head, that would be good. So it's similar to a bolster. All right. You need to raise your head. So, and then the way you sit down, be mindful about the way you sit. Oops. Okay, so then sit with your legs bent. Don't lie down yet. Don't lie down. Don't, yeah. Sit with your legs bent and then lift the chest and then come down to your elbows and then scoot the buttocks forward and lie down. So be very precise about the way you arrange yourself. Good morning. Bolster and a blanket or something like a bolster. It could be blankets, it could be blocks. Salamba Shavasana. All right. So in Salamba Shavasana, first just rest. Rest, but don't go back to sleep. The way that you can prevent yourself from going back to sleep is to take a slightly sharper inhales to stimulate the sympathetic nervous system. We have to shift to the parasympathetic nervous system when we're trying to get to sleep. But when we are wanting to stay awake, and be alert for the day, then we need to stimulate the sympathetic nervous system. Part of the practice of yoga is learning how to stimulate the sympathetic nervous system without getting agitated, how to be alert and active without feeling agitated or anxious. And then also, in terms of the parasympathetic nervous system, how to shift ourselves, down-regulate ourselves into the parasympathetic nervous system dominance without getting lethargic, without completely losing steam. So to be kind of like on a low simmer. So for pranayama, we want to be kind of on a low simmer, not boiling over with rajas, with agitation, such that you don't feel like you can lie still, but also not so relaxed that you could go back to sleep. I know it's dark and daylight savings is changing this week. Thank God, because it's been so dark lately. But yeah, if you don't want to go back to sleep, then give yourself just like a few cycles of slightly sharper inhales, and possibly like a slightly sharper inhale like every 3 or 4 breaths. And observe the breath. Watch the breath. Today, as we work with the breath, on the inhales. So as the breath settles into a soft and steady rhythm, bring your attention to the vertebrae, the spinal vertebrae, and feel the breath on the inhales moving up the spine, one vertebra at a time. And then on the exhales, soften the skin of the back body, one vertebra at a time. So on the inhale, start from the lumbar vertebra, moving slightly forward and up as the breath travels all the way up to the collarbones. And on the exhales, soften at the level of the skin, starting from the lumbar, soften and widen at the level of the skin, starting from the lumbar and working your way up to slowly exhale. So the vertebrae are guiding us as we inhale. And then the skin is leading the way for the exhale. The skin of the back. So see if you can feel those parts of the breath. So for the inhales, the vertebrae move in and up, starting from the lumbar, working all the way up to the thoracic, all the way to the base of the neck. And then on the exhales, bring your attention back to the lumbar, soften the skin there. Soften the skin there. As the breath is released, then feel the skin softening from the lumbar to the lower thoracic, to the middle thoracic, to the upper thoracic. Continue in this rhythm. The inhales being guided by the vertebrae. But make sure that the lumbar is not impeded. So make sure that the buttocks are down and the lumbar is not being pinched. So you might need to slide to the foot side 2-3 inches. Take the pillow with you. Take the head pillow with you, so that the blocks are not pushing into your lumbar. The lumbar should be unimpeded. If you have something soft like a bolster, it's okay if the lumbar is in contact. But if it's something hard like blocks, then might be better off to have a little distance, a little bit of space between the lumbar and the lower back. So continue with this awareness, but now start to make the exhales slower. So on the inhales, the vertebrae pull in and up. There's a very subtle sort of back bend feeling as you inhale. And then make the exhales now slower. See how much you can slow down the exhales without force, without strain. So the inhales, feel the breath traveling up, feel the chest expanding to receive the breath, the spinal vertebrae pulling in and up to support that lift, and then slow, soft exhales. Emphasize the exhales now. But if you find yourself getting sleepy, once again, return to that slightly sharper inhale. Widening across the low back as the skin softens, and then widening across the middle back, the middle upper back, and the upper back. But when you come back to the inhale, then now the bony vertebrae get activated again. See if you can traverse that so that it's not like super sharp as if you're doing asana, but it's not completely passive. There is awareness and there is an alertness to the spine. But then on the exhales, a very conscious, deliberate widening and softening. Gradient, a light gradient, starting in one place and then spreading. And let the exhales be slower and softer now. Do 3 more cycles. 3 more cycles. This is Bahya Ujjayi. Slow, soft exhales. 3 more cycles, and then you will return to normal breathing. Unmediated, normal breathing. All right, when you've returned to your rest breath, and fold your hands in onto your trunk and bending your legs, roll to your side. Rest on your side for a moment. And then sit up. Sit up on your support, your bolster or blankets or what have you. I know I have all these layers of clothes on right now. It's a chilly morning. Okay, so sitting in Swastika, then support your legs so that you can push down a little bit with your knees, and this will give you a more awareness and alertness in the spine also. Okay, adjust the buttock flesh, do everything you need to do. Have your knees a little closer together of us. It's like a very contained, sort of a tight box, tight cross, because that gives us more access to our spine. So let's try that today. Okay, then here, press your hands down and roll your shoulders back. Spread the chest and bring your head down. Just to the I can only see this.
Just so you know, your internet connection is pretty spotty.
Oh, yeah. I can switch to my other modem. Let me do that. It's just then I lose the TV, but that's okay. Let me just switch to, well, here it is. Okay. So sitting. And we'll try, and now bring your hands onto your lap with your head down. Take a slow, soft inhale. Slow, soft exhale. Everybody bring your palms down onto your thighs so that you can give a slight push to the heel of the hand into the top of the thigh. One more time, slow, soft inhale. Slow, soft exhale, just preparing, cleansing, sweeping the path clear. Extend the exhale. And now inhaling, you have more access to the spine now. So feel the spine moving from back to front and up, and feel the breath traveling up the spine. The spine is like delivering the breath. And then to exhale, bring your attention to the skin of the lumbar, lower back, and then soften and spread there. And then feel that softening and spreading coming through the middle back, the upper middle back, and the upper back, without losing the Jalandhara Bandha. And now take a recovery breath. Exhale completely. Extend the pause, and let's do it again. Inhaling from the vertebrae, initiated, motivated by the vertebrae, starting at the lower back and then coming all the way up. Feel the breath traveling along the spine like an elevator going up a tall, tall, tall building. And then to exhale, soften and widen the lumbar. Soften and widen the skin of the middle back, the middle upper back, and the upper back. The shoulder blades stay pulled in, however, not to loosen the shoulder blades from their position. Take a recovery breath. Exhaling, extend the pause. And continue in this manner. Do 3 more cycles of Ujjayi, initiating the inhales from the vertebrae, the spinal vertebrae, and then initiating the exhales from the skin, at the level of the skin. Can you feel the difference between those 2 initiatory impulses? What happens when you are leading the breath with the bony vertebrae? And what happens when you're guiding the exhale at the level of the skin? Just notice what the difference is. See if you can make that distinction in your felt sense, but also to make sure that you're staying soft and relaxed at the level of the nervous system. So it's not harsh, even though it does take muscular effort to sit up tall. It's not a harsh movement of the vertebra moving in and up. It's not heavily muscularized. You do have to use your muscles. You do have to use your muscles to sit up. But can there be a softness in your mind? Can you sit up really tall and straight without gripping in the mind or growing tense in the mind? Finish this cycle. Finish this cycle, and then when you're done, keeping your eyes closed, bring your head up. All right, sitting quietly. Change the cross of your legs. Adjust your seat as you need to. Support that lower knee, Ava, with a blanket. It helps to bring a little bit more symmetry, but also gives you something for the knees to slightly press down into so that the spine can get a little more lift. Okay, so now let's do a series of Vilomas, okay? So the way it's gonna go, you'll take the inhales guided by the vertebrae initiated inhales, the bony spine initiated inhales, and then we'll take a 3-stage exhale, all right? So the first stage will be the softening and widening at the lumbar. The second stage will be softening and widening in the middle back. And then the third stage will be softening and widening at the level of the shoulder blades. I'm talking about the skin. So it's the skin softening and widening. So for instance, when you get to that third section at the shoulder blade region, it's not a matter of letting the shoulders drop. The shoulder blades stay engaged, but the skin is going to be softening and widening. Okay, let's try that. Let's try a few cycles of Viloma. All right, reinvigorate your seat as needed, and then bring your head down, Jalandhara Bandha, palms on the thighs, palms at the root of the thighs, slight pressure and weight of the heel of the hand into the top of the thighs. And then slow, soft inhale, slow, soft exhale to clear the way, sweep the path clear. Once more, slow, soft inhale, slow, soft exhale. Now extend the pause. Inhaling, guided by the vertebrae. Feel each vertebra moving in and up. Feel this breath traveling up the spine like it's going up an elevator, all the way up to the top of the spine, base of the neck. And now exhaling, soften the skin at the lumbar. Soften and widen the skin at the lumbar. Pause. Exhaling, soften the skin at the middle back. Pause. Exhaling, soften the skin, widen the skin at the upper back, but the shoulder blades stay pulled in. Pause. And now take a recovery breath. So soft inhale. So soft exhale. Extend the pause. And repeat. Inhaling at the level of the spine. The spine vertebrae initiated inhales. At the top of the inhale, now turn the corner and begin the exhales by softening and widening the skin of the lumbar. Pause. Exhaling the middle back. Soften and widen the skin of the middle back. Pause. Exhaling, soften and widen the skin of the upper back without losing the height of the pose. Finish the exhale. Take a recovery breath. Do 3 more cycles on your own. 3 more cycles of Bahya Viloma. Feeling the movement of the breath initiated by the spinal vertebrae on the inhales and initiated by the skin of the back on the exhales with pauses in between. Keep the lift of the spine throughout so that the prana has plenty of space to fill. Ava, try externally rotating your upper arm bones and taking the outer elbow straight back so that the side chest can lift. Yet there's a heaviness to the legs. Let the legs be a tamasic foundation so that from that tamasic foundation, the spine can be sattvic. All right, so when you've finished your cycles of Viloma, bring your head back up with your eyes closed and sit quietly when you're done. So now when you're ready, you can lie down in Shavasana. Flat on your back, unless you have an injury. Rest. And let the breath settle back to normal. It'll be different from your resting breath at the beginning of class because you've done all this pranayama, but let the breath be soft, unmediated, gentle, very gentle. And you can rest here now for a good 5 minutes or so that the nervous system can settle back to normal. And so you can observe the effects of the pranayama. One way to tell if the pranayama was working for you, if it was effective for you, is that in your final Shavasana, the breath should feel very light, very easy, effortless, a sattvic breath. And the mind should also feel sattvic. If you feel agitated, then maybe it was too much. If you feel sleepy, then maybe it was not enough, adequately stimulating the prana. So hopefully you feel just very calm, settled, and quietly alert. Okay, I'm going to let you go and stay in Shavasana for a little while longer, okay? I'll see you all later. Have a wonderful day.